And it's time for the Angry Ninja Show. What?
Hey there, my name is Megan Foote, owner of North Star Boudoir Photography, serving Louisville and surrounding counties. We offer a premier boudoir experience at a price point you deserve. Our sessions include a 45-minute pampering, which entails hair and makeup services, as well as food and drinks, and access to a full client closet. And of course, 45 minutes of posing and shooting for fabulous photos that will leave you feeling empowered. Our packages range from $220 to $300. To schedule with us, you can check out our Facebook or Instagram accounts at North Star Boudoir, as well as call or text 502-689-0015. We'd love to have you and help you see the beautiful that you are. Also, if you book with us, please make sure you mention Chris Allen Podcast for a discount.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. So today we're gonna go and talk about a couple movies. But before we get to that, this is a call out for anybody listening to the show who wants to be on the show. I am looking for a co-host, somebody to watch the movies, talk about them, follow some news, talk some news, find funny stories, talk about them. You know, all the stuff I do on the show. I find my show. I enjoy my show more when I have somebody to talk to while I'm doing it. And I've had a couple different people co-host over time, but I need a regular person who can get with me. We'll schedule a regular time, do like one episode a week. I'll probably still do some occasional solo shows, but anybody who's interested in being a steady co-host who can set up one day a week, schedule out, and that's what I'm looking for. So anybody who's interested, let me know. And just listening to the show, you know how to reach me. It's not a big deal. Actually, there's this one girl in particular I've reached out on Facebook. Her name's Leslie, and dude, she's hilarious. So I'm really hoping she comes through. But if not, I need somebody. So just let me know. Anyway, so I finally got around to watching Ghostbusters Afterlife. It took me a while to get to this movie, and let me explain why. Because the last Ghostbusters movies with the female Ghostbusters, and it has nothing to do with being female, wasn't great. Like, it was funny. It was a decent comedy. It just didn't have that Ghostbusters feel to it. Because, like, the original two Ghostbusters movies did have amazing funny moments, but the movies were overall serious. Like, there were some jokes, there was some funniness, but it was an overall serious movie. And that Ghostbusters with the four females, I forget which one they called it, was just a straight comedy. There was no suspense. There was no raw, scary moments. Not really. Like the ghosts looked funny. Like they didn't, they brought back Slimer and gave him a wife and kids. It was a good kind of nostalgia hit a little, but it was a comedy. It didn't feel like one of the original Ghostbuster movies. So I didn't like it. For a Ghostbusters movie, for a straight comedy, enjoyed it, laughed. Melissa McCarthy's always funny. The cast, I mean, everybody in the movie was good. Kristen Rose was hilarious, but it just didn't feel like that good Ghostbusters movie that I would enjoy. This new one, so I was burnt. I was like, but I finally, it popped up on Stars. I have Stars. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. I watched it. And they killed it. They nailed it. Like, the movie starts off depressing. You see, one of the original Ghostbusters die fighting a ghost. You're like, fuck yeah, that's okay. And it was good. Like, Paul Rudd. Oh yeah, as always, guys, go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm going to spoil this movie. That's what I do. But at this point, this movie's on Stars, so if you haven't seen it, you're probably not gonna. And they call this dude the Dirt Farmer. And oh my god, it is killing me. I'm forgetting his name. He was like my favorite Ghostbusters because he was the straight dude, like the pure scientist, not Dan Aykroyd, not Bill Murray. He was the one. He was awesome, and I'm forgetting his name, and it is making me so sad. But anyway, he dies. That's how it starts, and then like his daughter inherits the farm, and like once you see the farm, you're like, why would anybody go to the farm? And they actually give her a really good reason. She's broke. She has no money because her father abandoned her, which, not cool. Didn't tell her why, just left. And so she's like, okay, well, we're going to go stay at this farm and sell it and make some money, and then we're going to be okay. Turns out they're not because they're broke. And then having to stay there. So they give him a reason to be there, which was nice. Egon. That was the name. Ha! I remembered. And of course you have Winston. He's awesome too. He was great. Um, and they brought back like everybody. Annie Potts was in this movie. It was great. So they go. They're stuck there, and she has the genius child, of course. And they made it a girl. Although at the beginning I wasn't sure. Just honestly, the way they did it, which was awesome. And then they get the dude from Stranger Things as her other kid, and so they're going from the big city to the small town, and oh yeah, there's this mountain with a mine that's haunted, and all this bad stuff happening, and they really get into it, and they have a ghost pop up, and then the first ghost they kind of encounter is actually Egon, even though they can't see him. And he guides the youngest genius one down to his lab and shows her how to make repair one of their weapons and get a trap. And of course, Paul Rudd's in there. He's playing the teacher, and perfect summer school teacher. He's just literally putting on totally inappropriate movies for these kids to watch. Best summer school class ever. But he is actually following these earthquakes that only happen in this area for no reason, because there's no fault line near. There's no reason. There's constantly earthquakes, and they can't pinpoint it. Like, a lot of really neat build-up. And the older kid finds a girl he likes, and she takes him off to this area, and they're hanging out in the mine area. And, of course, this giant spirit comes up, and they was like, oh, they're like, whatever. We're scared. But, like, it's great. And it's serious. And yes, there's some funny moments, like when she's repairing the weapon. God, I cannot think of the name of the guns they use. They use cash goats. Oh my god. Oh, the particle accelerator. She's repairing it, and she asks the ghost, who you can't see the ghost. He's just making shit move. It goes, how did you build one of these? And like he moves the light to the wall, and it shows all his PhDs. He goes, oh right, you're a genius. Never mind. Just keeps going. But there's the little jokes with the serious tone, and you're like, why is this area such a hot spot? And you find out through the course of the movie that the mind that they hear was a special kind of metal, which was the metal that was used in the first movie to build that apartment complex that was actually built to be a temple to, oh, God, what is that dude's name? Bad guy's name. Oh, no, my brain is just melting on me on this one. Whatever. The dude that brought forth the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Yeah, like, it's that dude. Like, the dude that built that apartment complex got all the metal from this place. Yeah, Gozer. And then the dude that built it all, Gozer's little servant, who gets what he deserves in the end. Oh, yeah. So anyway, dude went and took care of it, right? So they find out that's where we got all the metal to build that apartment complex, which was basically a temple for Gozer. And they bring in, or they end up showing this plaque thing that they found in the mine, and it actually looks like the Temple of Gozer. Not cool. And then they find the body of that architect, the dude who worshipped Gozer, is actually in there. And then they find a pit inside there that has been done up with a special weapon that all these demons and ghosts start to rise up the pit, and then it sets off the weapon. And then the dude actually moves, right? Like, what? Dude moves. No way. It's awesome. And it sets it off, and it shoots them all back down. And you find out that's what the actual earthquakes are, is ever so often these ghosts try to rise up to summon Gozer again, and Spangler, or Egon, had figured out this was happening and is stopping it. What the crap? And that's awesome. And of course, you already know what's going to happen. Eventually, they're going to break free, and that's what happens. The dogs appear again, and they take over Paul Rudd, and they take over the kid's mother, and then they destroy the weapon, and then so it happens. Gozer appears, and then you find out the entire farm is actually a trap. That what Egon has been working on for years on this farm before he died was to build the ultimate trap to capture Gozer. Not just send them back, but capture. Because apparently Gozer's just going to keep coming back and attacking until she succeeds and takes over the world. So that's what he's been doing. He's built a giant ghost trap. It's awesome. And they start to fight, and then all kinds of bad things happen, and the kids are losing because it's kids. And then the original Ghostbusters show up. Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson. They show up. They start fighting. They try to cross the streams again to attack Gozer, and Gozer is more powerful now, so literally grabs the streams and pulls them apart, and they're like, oh, okay, we're screwed. And then they fight these little mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, which are awesome. I want one. I want a little toy mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I do. And all kinds of cool stuff happens. Cool special effects. They end up setting off the big trap. They figure out how to charge it and make it work because it wasn't working right. So capture Gozer, save the day, and it turns out Winston, Ernie Hudson's character, is actually a millionaire now, so he buys the old thing, and they kind of hint at they're going to make another one. They're going to be back in New York. They're going to be back in the firehouse. They got Echo 1. Like, it is awesome. Oh, and Echo 1 in this one, they've enhanced it. But they take the old Echo 1, like, it looks like the original, like it's all broke down. He fixes it up, but when he fixes it up, it now has this seat that comes out the side so you can fight while you're fighting, and it has a little remote control trap that goes up under the car into it. It's great. It's a great movie. Everybody should watch it. It gets a solid 4 out of 5 Ninja Stars. A solid 4 out of 5. I'm only giving it 4 out of 5 because it was a little long. They were trying to build a lot of story and make it a little bit. They could have probably sliced out about a half hour of this movie and made it a little tighter, and it would have been a lot better. But again, still a great movie, worth the watch. 4 out of 5 Ninja Stars. Everybody should go see this movie, or actually at this point rent this movie and watch it or buy it. I mean, but like if you were like me and you were gun shy about this one after the last Ghostbuster movie, this movie pulls it out. It saves it. It starts what could be a whole new universe, her new world of young Ghostbusters, the Egon kids. There's actually a scene at the end, a cut scene, where they brought back Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett and Bill Murray, implying that they're together, so maybe they can have, bring their kid into the Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd. He didn't have no kids. Come on now. He's a weirdo occult guy. Nobody wanted to date him. So yeah, so it is absolutely amazing. And I'm looking forward to the next one. They are working on the next one. I'm hoping it's the kids again, and like Paul Rudd, and they bring in a Bill Murray kid, and have them be the Ghostbusters and kick some butt. And Gozer is gone now. Gozer is trapped. So we don't have to worry about Gozer no more. So wonder what great new bad guy they come. Maybe bring back the dude from the second one. That character was awesome with the ooze. Anyway. Yeah, so Ghostbusters Afterlife, great movie. They finally got the feel of what the movie should have been back. And they did an amazing job. Way better than the other Ghostbusters movie. All right. That's it. If you guys want to be a part of the show, if somebody wants to be the co-host, please come be the co-host of the show. Contact me. All the information is getting ready to be swung at you how to get a hold of me. All right. Hope you guys have a good night. All right, guys, that was the show. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to help support the show, go to patreon.com/worstjokes. If you want to follow the show on Twitter @cman2342, or just search for the Angry Ninja Show. You find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, find us on Instagram, find us on Threads. We are everywhere. Any questions, email asktheangryninja@gmail.com, and I'll answer your question on the show. So, yeah. However you want to reach me, we're there. Just remember to search The Angry Ninja Show or @cman234 Twitter, and support the show, patreon.com/worstjokes. I hope everybody has a wonderful night.